Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. Gurudev. So just recapping what we did yesterday, a little bit about Karma Yoga. So this was Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana bahushakahyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayina. I'm going to read the meaning one more time. Kuru Nandana, O descendant of Kurus, iha, with reference to this moksha, to this, that is moksha, Vyavasayatmika, well ascertained, buddhihi, understanding, eka is one, avyavasayinam, of the indiscriminate, buddhayaha, notions, he indeed, bahushakaha, many branched, cha and anantaha, innumerable. With reference to this, that is moksha, O descendant of Kuru, there is a single, well ascertained understanding. The notions of those who lack discrimination are many branched and innumerable indeed. So this Vyavasayatmika here is not to be understood as determined, the determination or dedication. It is to be understood as discrimination. The person who has this discrimination between real and unreal. There is only one truth, and therefore this Eka, there is that. The vision of the Gita is that you are already free. You cannot be improved upon. Since you are already Param Brahma, it is knowledge alone that liberates you. To gain it, you should find a teacher and ask for the knowledge. In spite of the availability of such teaching, however, there is no guarantee that one will gain the knowledge because the place where it must occur may not be ready. Knowledge has to take place in the mind. Physically, one may be a mature person as an adult, but this does not mean that the mind, the antakarana, is ready for the teaching. Which is why age is not a bar. Which is why Adi Shankaracharya, even as a young child, Gurudev, for instance, even though they were young, I mean, they were like Siddha Purushas right from when they were born. A certain maturity, a certain viveka is necessary. The teaching may be given for the asking, but the mind must be ready for it. You must be desirous of the knowledge, not out of curiosity, but out of a certain discrimination, viveka on your part. Then only can you ask for the knowledge and hope to receive it. The mind that is necessary in order to receive the knowledge is accomplished by karma yoga. You can choose a lifestyle of karma yoga, performing karma with a prayerful attitude, or you can choose a life of renunciation involving only Sankhya knowledge. Sankhya and sannyasa go together. Since sannyasa is taken for the sake of pursuing knowledge to the exclusion of any other activity. By simply becoming a sannyasi, one does not become enlightened. A sannyasi also has to gain knowledge. Similarly, by karma yoga alone, you do not gain liberation. You have to gain knowledge. Knowledge, therefore, is common to both. Knowledge liberates, for which you require a mind which has been made ready by yoga. A sannyasi may follow the Ashtanga yoga up to its final limb of samadhi, but it too comes under karma yoga because it is an action to be done to purify the antakarana for the sake of gaining the knowledge. So it's clear here that samadhi is not the ultimate. Samadhi is only an antakarana which is still. That antakarana naishchalya happens in samadhi. But all of them, all those that are included in the Ashtanga yoga, yama, niyama, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, all of them are considered karma. And it comes under karma yoga because it is an action to be done to purify the antakarana. Any technique that helps to acquire steadiness of mind is useful and may be employed even by a sannyasi. The means and the end are one. In this verse, the word vyavasaya means nishchaya, clarity with reference to what I seek and how I am going to go about gaining it. This is important. Clarity with reference to what I seek and how I am going to go about gaining it. Because otherwise, we have so many branches, so many methods, so many out there you have. But this clarity
in what I seek and how I'm going to achieve it. That is nishchaya, that is vyavasaya. The mind, buddhi, therefore, is said to be single pointed eka. So you're clear about your goal and you're clear also about the means to get to the goal. And here the paragraph is the means and the end are one. There is also only one goal, moksha, in the form of jnana, knowledge. That the goal, the end is clear, is itself a very big accomplishment. To see that moksha is the destiny of a human being, that this is exactly what I'm seeking, that it is freedom, freedom from a sense of limitation, and that freedom must be centered on myself alone, that it cannot be outside of me, means that the goal is clear. So, one aspect is that the goal is clear. I should see that I am already free and that if I were bound, I could never be free. If I am already free, I should know it to own it. This is the kind of knowledge I need to have first, that there is such a thing as the freedom I am seeking and that it is in the form of jnana. So that I am already free and that I am bliss, happiness, joy, all of that, that is the goal. But because I think I'm bound, I need knowledge. I'm already free. But there is this delusion, this illusion, this ignorance that I am bound. And therefore, you require knowledge to shatter that ignorance. So, what I'm seeking is knowledge. If there are 100 seekers and all of them are very clear about what they want, all of them committed to the pursuit of knowledge, then all these minds have only one goal. Shraddha is common to all of them. Only in preparing the mind can there be differences. So, this is where, so preparing the mind, you can have different limbs. One can pursue karma yoga, one can pursue jnana yoga, that is sannyasa. One can pursue bhakti yoga, one can pursue hatha yoga. So, all these there are only in preparing the mind. Once the mind is prepared, it does not meander. It is like a river with two banks. It has a direction. If the banks themselves are not defined, if they are all over, there will be islands everywhere, just like the river Godavari before it reaches the sea. Similarly, like a meandering river, the buddhi will meander all over if I do not know where I want to go. Everything will seem to be all right, or everything will seem to be important, which means there will be a confusion about priorities. If everything seems to be as attractive as everything else, then everything will have the uppermost place on the list of items to be fulfilled. Because we have no vyavasayatmika buddhi, people are confused about what is to be done first and what later. I think this paragraph is so relevant and important. So, if I do not know where I want to go, the buddhi will wander. Everything will seem to be all right. or everything will seem to be important, which means there will be a confusion about priorities. So, in order to get our priorities right, what we want ultimately, that is important. And we have to yoke that, fix it up, ascertain it, have that clarity. Because if everything here, in my understanding, is name, fame, power, money, wealth, all those things that are in samsara. But if moksha is your goal and you're clear about it, then your priorities are being set. And in order to gain moksha, as a householder, you are living the life of a karma yogi. Doing what is to be done with the viveka discrimination that you know the difference, conceptually at least, that between nitya and anitya. Sukha, dukkha, jaya, jaya, all that you are taking with the same state of mind without getting ruffled. Then the goal is clear and the path is clear. And then you, of course, seek a teacher, like what we've done. The very fact that we are being exposed to this beautiful knowledge itself is result of our own inner seeking. Somewhere each of us must have thought, we need some clarity. I want to know how to reach. And therefore we form this group. Otherwise it would not just, there's no coincidence. There is always some intention behind that. Sankalpa is there. So if everything seems to be as attractive as everything else, then everything will have the uppermost place on the list of items to be fulfilled. Because we have no vyavasayatmika buddhi, people are confused about what is to be done first and what later. But here, whether it is with reference to karma yoga or jnana, the focus is the same because it is knowledge and knowledge cannot differ. Knowledge is centered on the object and is as true as the object. Therefore, knowledge cannot differ regardless of whether it is my knowledge or your knowledge. Like, for example, apple is an apple. It is not apple for me and something else for another person. So, the knowledge of an object is true to itself, true as the object. So, 1 plus 1 is 2 for both of us. Because it depends on a valid means of knowledge, knowledge of a given thing does not differ. So too, knowledge for one who takes to karma yoga is the same knowledge as that pursued by the sannyasi. A karma yogi does not do karma for the sake of karma or karma phala. No one is interested in performing an action for the sake of action. Inaction would be preferable. Action is performed because the person is interested in something. We need to be clear about what that is. A karma yogi does not perform karma for the karma's sake, nor because it is going to produce a particular result in terms of security and pleasure, and thereby make him or her a better person. Such a person no longer thinks that way, although he or she may have thought so originally. A karma yogi, like a sannyasi, is a mumukshu, a seeker, one who has a desire for moksha only. One does not become a karma yogi otherwise. Very emphatic statement. So you don't become a karma yogi unless you are a mumukshu. That moksho me bhuyat iti tivra ichha. That is the definition of a mumukshu. Are you striving for moksha like what Nana said, when a person is submerged in water, immersed in water up to the nose, and with that fervent, how fervently he wants to get free. Take that breath. Are we following? Are we seeking moksha with that fervor, with that intensity? And then a karma yogi does action. He does, of course, action, but not for the sake of karma or karma phala. He is not interested in becoming a better person. He already knows that he is free. Only thing he has to do is to gain that knowledge that he is free. And for that, all the karma he does is to cleanse the mind. The only one goal for him is to prepare his mind through karma yoga. The goal, of course, is to gain jnana, but he knows he has to prepare his mind for that. So all the karma he does is in that preparation. And therefore, he is not caught up in the duality. He is not caught up in sukha dukkha, jaya jaya, mana apamana. He rises above the dualities. Otherwise, as long as we are under the control of dualities and we are being affected by the dualities, there is no antakarana shuddhi because we are tossed and turned over by our raga and dvesha. We want fame, we have raga towards fame and dvesha towards ill fame. So we're pursuing whatever actions we do is to gain that fame and protect ourselves from getting infamy. We've missed the boat then. Because fame is our goal. But if moksha is your goal, then you will do what is to be done. And in the place of fame, you can put everything else. You can put money, you can put relationships. Does anyone want to share anything?
As you said, we were all have come together with only one purpose, that we are in the pursuit of moksha. Therefore, our minds have come together. I just wanted to stress on it. Thank you. Jai Guru.
Also one, Hariom, also one thing that Vivasayatmika Buddhi, and did we read also Nishchyatmika Buddhi earlier? Or is it the Vivasaya and Nishchyatmika is the same?
Yeah, it is the same. The understanding here of Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is Nischayatmika Buddhi.
Nishchayatmika Buddhi. So that Nishchayatmika Buddhi, the word itself says no that you have taken the decision. Nishchaya means to take a decision in Hindi. So once you decide that you want this, that is, you have made up your mind, that focus, that you want only this, and then other thing doesn't attract you, or you don't go towards it. So it is once nischay you have done, then there is no going back, and one goes in that direction only. So I was just thinking, and I was absent for 2 days, and it was very like I was feeling something missing. We, there was no good connection, Wi-Fi connection there. I could not make it. We went to Chila near Haridwar, so it was just a holiday trip type, but uh, which was also like made by my husband's friends, so had to go there and missed 2 classes. So though I read there, I took my book, but yes, I'll hear the YouTube recording today. But that is what I was thinking, that that lacuna you feel when you don't get that the thing which you wait for, which you don't get, then you feel something missing. You feel like incompleteness. That feeling is there. Yeah, you can
Yes.
continue.
Yeah. So this Vyavasayatmika here is what Swamiji mentioned, was it's not determination, it is clarity with reference to what I seek. So clarity with reference to what the goal is. So it's much more than just making a decision. And this clarity comes with that sense of discrimination. So what again he's talking about? Yeah, those who lack discrimination are many, branched, and innumerable. So this this decision that you're talking about, nishchaya in Hindi, is fine, but it is with that clarity and that
Clarity, yes.
discrimination, yeah, of what
Yeah.
is my goal. So you have that thing of what is real and what is unreal, and you know that you are free already. You know it as a concept, but you want to gain that knowledge. And in order to gain that knowledge, you're preparing your mind. So if this is clear, then you have that eka buddhi. You're yoked to just that one path. It's like that river with two banks. It's a it's a streamlined flow. It's a directed flow. And like it was talked about in the previous verses, the ones swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So the moment you start living the life of a karma yogi, your path is like you're taking the opposite, as in rather than the water flowing down the river, down the slope, you're going up the slope. You have made that that journey. You started the journey. So even a little bit of that you start living, that is what is going to ultimately take you to the goal, ultimately redeem you. At this point, I just wanted to let all of you know, it is not like we're creating another path there or another um, um, to follow another person, but this is all thanks to Malti ji. She had talked about Swami Sukhabodhananda giving Bhagavatam lessons online. They're all recorded lessons. So this was several months ago, that I think last year, sometime last year it was. And we watched his Bhagavatam. It's very nice. Swami Sukubodhananda, incidentally, is a disciple of Swami Dayananda. So he's Swami, the tree, the Parampara and Chinmaya mission is Swami Chinmay, Swami Tapovan, Swami Chinmayananda, then Swami Dayananda. And then he had trained a whole group of brahmacharis in Sandipani ashram in Bombay. One of them was Swami Nitya, and we used to call him Nityaji. He was later, once he became a sannyasi, he was given the name Sukubodhananda Saraswati. And he is the person who taught Gita classes in Malleshwaram in Bangalore, which both my parents would attend regularly. So that is where it began. Of course, Gita Jnana Yajnas used to happen regularly. All different Swamis, including Swami Dayananda, Swami Chinmayananda, came to Bangalore. Cutting the long story short, Swami Sukubodhananda has branched out and he's formed his own thing called Prasanna Trust. It's called Life. He talks of living in inquiry and freedom, living in freedom and inquiry. So I was, I just got to know a few last week or so about his lectures on Gita, chapter 1 to 12. So we subscribed for that. That is all recorded versions. You can watch it at your own time, but it's time bound. It is, I think, available to watch up until the 15th of May. If any of you is interested, please do let me know, and I will let you know how to go about. It has only added another perspective to our understanding. It is not like we're following another Swami. No, it is not like digging another well, but keeping the goal in mind, anything that will help prepare your mind, deepen your understanding. If we take it in that way, if we are, if we have that vision to take it that way, then it's fine to go ahead. Otherwise, it's best to follow just one person. So Gurudev also has said, as long as the sampradaya is maintained, it is fine. It is fine. It is okay. The sampradaya here is the Advaita sampradaya. Advaita is meaning that there is only one. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. This is the sampradaya. So I thought was wanting to say this from ever since we subscribed, but then I said I was holding myself back because I didn't want to create any kind of confusion, but it has helped me understand whatever we are learning now, whatever Gurudev has said. It has helped me understand it better in a different perspective.
You have subscribed that YouTube version or what?
It is not YouTube, it is all lessons. It is like online recorded versions, recordings.
Okay.
So
So
once
how can we watch it?
yeah, it is a nominal amount you need to pay. I think it's around 1,000 or something Indian rupees. I don't remember exact amount. So
Please
you will,
share the links also. Yeah.
yeah, I will share it in individually for each of you.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too, Jai Gurudev Brahmaraji. Bella here.
Yes. If you can, after the class, if you can just send me a message
Yeah,
personally,
I'll send you DM. Yeah.
that is better.
Yeah.
So here, if there are 100 seekers and all of them we finish this, right? So without knowledge, seeking is endless. Everyone does some kind of karma or the other. Who does not? Some are doing more, some are doing less. But everyone performs karma with certain ends in view, and these ends are numerous. Bahushaka. Bahushakaha. There are many branches in the sense that each one goes his or her own way. There are not just one or two ways, they are endless, countless. countless, ananta. If you go after money, there is no end to the search. If you want power, it too is endless. Pleasures are the same. Whatever you seek, you find the pursuit is endless. Those who do not have nishchaya, those who are not clear with reference to what they want, have meandering minds. Bahushakaha buddhayaha. Too many branches are there, too many channels, too many expressions, and too many pursuits. They are indeed countless. Both the means and the ends are countless in number because the same ends can be achieved by many means. Take money, for example, or power. There are many gates, including water gate, through which you can gain power and lose it also. A gate can take you in and it can push you out. Inlets can become outlets. Thus, there are many ways to accomplish the same end because whenever an end is away from you, you can accomplish that end in different ways. When the mind is not clear, priorities are always a problem. Okay, I'll pause here. So, here, what is the end? What is the end that a mumukshu is searching for? Is looking at? Is
Moksha.
moksha, right? Moksha is realizing that you are free. You are already free. So, the means, direct means for moksha is jnana. Indirect means is karma yoga, wherein you are preparing your mind to gain that knowledge.
But when you say jnana, that how does the sannyasis getting that jnana? I know they're not, they renunciate all the karmas and whatnot, but they still do some karmas, right? Not like
Correct.
us, but
Correct.
so that is not considered as a karma yoga in them because they renunciate. I know we went through this before, but just wanted to see in that sense. Like jnana means it doesn't really happen right at the moment, right? They also have to do all the tapas and all these things,
See,
and
correct. It is
uh,
only correct. Well, you're right. It is
mm,
only lifestyle.
mm-hmm,
See, that is what should be understood. Is that there are two lifestyles.
mm,
One is karma
right.
yoga, and the other is sannyasa. Sannyasa does not mean he is enlightened just because he's become sannyasi. He too
Mm,
has to pursue knowledge. If you remember, I think maybe it'll come later. There are three types of sannyasis. One is
yeah,
Vidvat
karmas.
sannyasi, Vividisha
Mm,
sannyasi, and Apat sannyasa. So
mm,
Vividisha sannyasa is one who still is on the path. He still has not realized. Whereas Vidvat sannyasa is one who's already realized. We are not talking of them. That Krishna says the same is there's no difference between that sannyasi and me. He is me alone. That is different. We're talking of a
mm-hmm,
sannyasi who's just taken to the lifestyle of sannyasa.
mm-hmm,
He is not, he is relieved of all his Vaidika karmas, all
mm-hmm.
those Nitya karma, Naimittika karma. No. But he also
Right.
has to sustain, keep his body, so he has to eat, drink, sleep.
Yeah.
That karma it is inevitable. As long as
Mm-hmm,
the body is there, he has to do it. But
right.
he is pursuing knowledge to the exclusion of all else. That is a sannyasi.
That's that brought up the karma that he had to complete.
Right? So
Yeah.
the means is the direct means for both karma yogi as well as sannyasi is knowledge. And like we
Mm,
said, the knowledge of an object is true to itself. So the knowledge that karma yogi is pursuing is not different from what a sannyasi
Jnana.
is pursuing. It is the
Mhm.
same.
Right.
The same knowledge that Atma Satyam Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. That is the knowledge that you are already free, that you are limitless. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahm. That is the knowledge. But indirect means is through these two different lifestyles. One is your karma yoga, where, see, because knowledge cannot dawn anywhere, it just does not dawn there. It is there, yes, but if
Yeah.
the mirror is dirty, you cannot see
Mm.
your reflection.
Right.
So, karma yoga is all that you do as karma, not for karma phala, not for something to gain something in samsara,
Right. Mm.
to cleanse your mind.
Yeah, that was that's nice. Like where they have to put it that you're getting the same knowledge and sorry, same goal, but then you're going through two different pathways
Yeah,
or
lifestyle.
lifestyle. Mm-mm.
Lifestyle, not pathway. It's not a pathway.
Yeah, it's not pathway,
I mean,
like
it's a lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is only one path to moksha, that is jnana. That is the direct path. But that is what it's mentioned. See, earlier it was said there are different ways in which you can prepare the mind. Where is that part? I mean, every sentence here is so important in the sense.
The last line of the paragraph, is that it? I should know to own it. This kind of knowledge I need to have first.
This one is there. See,
Mm.
if there are
Mm.
100 speakers and all of them are very clear about what they want, all of them committed to the pursuit of knowledge, then all these minds have only one goal.
Mhm.
Shraddha is common to all of them. Only in preparing the mind can there be differences.
Yeah.
Which is in my understanding, preparing the mind. You can either be a karma yogi or a hatha yogi or follow Ashtanga yoga, whichever.
Mhm.
There the paths are how you prepare
Bhakti
your
yoga.
mind. Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
And once the mind is prepared, it does not meander.
Jai Gurudev, Brahmaraji.
Yes.
When we are like coming back to that suffering or pain or joy or whatever, it means that we are still, our antakarana needs to be still needs to be clarified, right? Still that kartrutva buddhi is there, and due to that we feel that suffering or joy or whatever you. So as long as, so there, do we compare pain and suffering and joy all as equal?
Um, we take it with an equanimous mind. Like
Because hmm,
pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So
correct, yeah.
you go through the pain. It's painful,
Hmm.
but with the understanding that, with this background of understanding, that the pain is happening at a different level, you become a witness to that pain.
Hmm.
But if you're suffering, you are entangled in that pain.
So you are still entangled. When you feel that
Hmm.
that suffering, it means you still needs more antakarana shuddhi. Is it true that maybe through more sadhana, seva, and more?
That is
Mhm.
where all our Sudarshan Kriya, our Dhyana,
Mhm.
Sahaj, knowledge, all of this comes to our rescue there.
Correct.
Because Sahaj gives us that ability to be in the witness consciousness.
Mhm.
Darshan Kriya increases our energy and our awareness. And with this awareness, you have this, and you're exposed to this knowledge, you know that the pain is happening at the body level, at the mind level,
Mhm.
and you are beyond that. So the pinch
Correct. That.
felt, but you're not
Mhm.
suffer, you're not going through as if you're not looking at poor me all the time. No. You know,
Mhm.
part of the opposites. The world is full of opposites. So this is part of it.
How about the joy when you get the joy? I mean, that time also, uh, staying equanimous is important to remember, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like when Gurudev gives the example of a lottery, a guy who's got a lottery ticket. In fact, in the Narada Bhakti Sutras, I think he mentioned that. He talked about the story where this person is a heart patient. The wife gets to know that he has won a lottery. She doesn't want to break the news to him because out of that extreme joy, he might get a heart attack and he might die. So the long story short, she gets a priest, and the priest apparently tells him, they pray together, and then he says, okay, supposing God came and gave you this amount of money, what will you do? The person says, the one who has this heart problem says, I will give you half the amount. It is said that the priest dies of a heart attack. So that sudden joy takes you off balance. No. Anything in life, sukha dukhe same kritva. I mean, that verse is such a beautiful verse. Taking all the pairs of opposites with the same, considering them the same. That means you have such a balanced mind. You're not overtaken by raga and dvesha. Your craving for money will make you feel very elated if you get the lottery. But if that craving itself is not there, you will be equipoised. You got the lottery? Yes, I got the lottery. What will you do with the money? We'll decide what to be done. You're not off track. You're not overly elated. Neither are you overly depressed. So, if there is anything else, let us discuss. If not, I think I know we didn't go further today, but this is an important aspect for us to get clarity. So, whenever an end is away from you, you can accomplish that end in different ways. When the mind is not clear, priorities are always a problem. Everything seems to be equally important, whereas for the person who has clarity about what is to be known, there is eka buddhi. With reference to yoga too, it is eka buddhi because karma yoga is born out of nitya anitya vastu viveka, discriminating knowledge between that which is eternal and non-eternal. All we have to do is to take care of our raga dveshas, our likes and dislikes. These have to be neutralized, and to do this, we require karma yoga. If a person does not have karma yoga and becomes a sannyasi or simply pursues knowledge on his or her own, raga dveshas still have to be taken care of. This does not mean that one should not pursue knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge itself may help one to take care of ragadveshas. In fact, no one takes care of every ragadvesha and then pursues knowledge. You pursue knowledge and take care of ragadveshas. This is what Arjuna did. We'll stop here. So
that Ragadvesha free Antakarana is like a product of your sadhana, seva, satsang, or this journey, right?
journey and the attitude of Karma Yoga.
Beautiful.
Karma Yoga needs to be there. That Karma Yoga is not another action. It is an attitude in your mind. That you have this clarity of Nitya Vastu. What is real, what is unreal, what is permanent, what is impermanent. And you have collected yourself. You're treating all the pairs of opposites alike. Why? Because you've no raga and dvesha. As long as we are under the clutches of raga, dvesha, we like fame, for instance, and we don't like being criticized. We don't like humiliation. We like wealth and we do not like the opposite. We don't like to be paupers. Same thing with everything. That is why Shankaracharya in Bhagavad Gita says, what is that? He says, the dispassion of a person. Who can describe the joy that the dispassion gives of a sannyasi who is just living under the tree? He has no cares at all. No wants, no dislikes, no likes. We'll stop here today and we'll continue tomorrow. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
Brothers and sisters, Gaza is in ruins. Parents breaking down because they can't do anything for their starving children. They are battling hunger, thirst, and
अभी हम लोग ध्यान करेंगे. आंखें बंद कर लीजिए. शरीर को ढीला छोड़ दें. तीन बार ओंकार करते हैं. सब रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधा रखें. गहरी सांस लीजिए और छोड़ें. Nothing around us is real, neither this body or the world. शरीर और हमारे परिसर में जो भी है ये सब समाप्त हो जाने की ही है, ये कुछ भी सत्य नहीं। हमारे भीतर एक बिंदु है, सिर्फ वही सत्य है। There is a tiny dot inside of you. Only that is truth. That doesn't change. You are a witness to everything. आप सबके साक्षी हो। मुस्कुराते मुस्कुराते एक सांस लीजिए और मुस्कुराते मुस्कुराते छोड़े। Breathe in with a smile and breathe out with a smile. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may open your eyes.